I can't help but feel so bad for this guy and what he's going through with the UFC community right now that I'm actually becoming kind of more of a fan of Mario Bautista. I have been watching Mario Bautista all the way since his LFA days. I don't know what year it was, but it was well before 2020. This dude has way more often than not. I don't want to sit here and say he's never had a boring fight because I'm sure there's one that I can't think of, but I've been watching this guy since before 2020. I knew about him coming into the UFC. He has been consistent in putting on great fights, showing great skill, showing the absolute will to win in there, that I can't believe somebody as exciting as Mario Bautista has one performance against Jose Aldo, and all of the sudden, like I said at the beginning, he is the MMA community's #1 enemy. Now, I will say, the memes are hilarious. Hilarious, where it's like, all right, guys, who should we match up next after the card? And we're going to take Francis Ngannou, Mario Bautista. Oh, you know what? Mario Bautista on a highway with 5 moving cars going at 80 kilometers an hour. Like, honestly, they're hilarious. But I'm talking about the UFC community that legitimately, and I'm sure that the people making those memes do hate Mario Bautista too to some extent. I can separate that. Like, I can separate the humor from how I actually feel about things. I am so in a meme culture, it's an issue. But you have it to the point where people legitimately want Mario Bautista cut. You have it to the point where nobody likes Mario Bautista. It's like every single time his name's mentioned, I know I'm going to get in the comment section down below, oh, Mario Bautista, that guy's the worst. Like, and you have the most boring fighters. Personally, I don't think Merab Dvalishvili is boring. I find him exciting. I like his grappling pace. Conversation for another time as to why I find him entertaining, but it's fair to say that the majority of the MMA fan base thinks that Merab is a very, very boring fighter. Why is everybody talking like Mario Bautista is more boring than Merab? It's just not accurate. Did he have a boring fight against Jose Aldo? Honestly, I enjoyed it the first round and a half or so. Yes, he had a boring fight. Yes, I didn't enjoy his game plan against Jose Aldo. He held him up against the fence, but you got to think about it. Like, I get it. Jose Aldo's a beloved fighter. But I never really understood this mindset. It's kind of like that same Charles Oliveira effect that Jose Aldo's having, except not as much. Like, no matter who Charles Oliveira fights, or even to some extent Alex Pereira, automatically, besides Khalil Rountree, everybody just hates the opponent. Maybe not so much Alex Pereira, but my point being, it's getting there. You take Charles Oliveira, everybody hates Islam Makhachev. No matter who he fights, everybody's like, oh, Charles Oliveira is such a good guy. Like, everybody hates Arman Sarukian now. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, it's weird how that works, and Jose Aldo's kind of having that same effect with Charles Oliveira. If you beat Jose Aldo, if you don't let Jose Aldo stand there and strike and do what Jose Aldo does best, automatically you're the worst guy ever.